We are now at the tail end of April, and in just a few days,
It's gonna be May.
I'm not sorry. Anyway, another month of the year means another month for Nintendo Switch games, just like any other month. The thing is, while May is going to have a few brand new releases, it will noticeably be home to ports. Lots and lots of ports. Not to say these are going to be ports of unworthy games, especially if you haven't played them before. So without any further delay, let's get to the May games. It seems that Rockstar is taking their sweet old time bringing Grand Theft Auto 5 to the Switch. But at least we have LEGO City Undercover, right? Well, it seems that THQ Nordic is well aware of the Switch's lack of GTA and decided to capitalize on it by giving the Switch 2011's Saints Row the 3rd on May 10th. On one hand, why the 3rd? Saints Row 4 has been ported to just about every other console. Well, you see, 4 is a bona fide superhero video game, and not a Grand Theft Auto spoof like the series has been known for since 2. In my opinion, Saints Row the 3rd had the perfect balance of insane, unlike 4, which went way off the rails. Here you play as the leader of notorious gang the 3rd Street Saints in the city of Steelport, and your mission is to take down rival gangs to take over the city. Seems simple enough, right? Well, this is Saints Row, kiddo, and things will get crazy very quickly. So if you're looking for a pretty good Grand Theft Auto clone with a dash of insanity thrown in there on the Switch, the full package of Saints Row the 3rd might be your cup of tea. It'll be $40 on release, which isn't too bad since it's a port of a 2011 game, but a digital pre-order will knock $4 off the price. The next game on our list is releasing on May 14th, and even though it is a remaster, at least it's coming out day and date with the other platforms. Originally released in 2012 and later 2013 on Wii U, yes, even the Wii U got this game, Sniper Elite V2 is getting a remastered port on the Nintendo Switch for $35. In this game, you play as Lieutenant Carl Fairburn, who uses his trusty sniper rifle and stealth to take down his opponents in Nazi-occupied Europe. However, this game is not Call of Duty or Battlefield, because it isn't nearly as simple as just aiming and firing. Tactics are the name of the game, and you'll have to calculate wind speed and distance in order to make your kill. This remaster will include all the DLC, including the mission that lets you live out your dream of killing Hitler. Yes, this game is on a Nintendo console. Not one, but two. Konami makes a ton of stupid decisions, but this might not be one of them. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection includes not 3, not 4, but 8 games in the legendary series starring the Belmont family and the infamous Dracula. These games include the first 3 Castlevanias, Castlevania the Adventure, Super Castlevania 4, Kid Dracula, Belmont's Revenge, and Castlevania Bloodlines. This collection releases on May 16th for only $20. That's like $2.50 per game. It certainly helps that the Nintendo Switch isn't showing any signs of including a virtual console, but seeing as this collection is a mere $20, it's pretty hard to sneeze at. Of course, this is Konami we're talking about, and they have plenty of time to mess things up. Like how they released a remaster of Symphony of the Night that was actually a remaster of the 2007 PSP port and not the original PlayStation 1 version. Konami, we got our eye on you. Brought to you by Amazon.com and Accolade, we are witnessing the revival of one of gaming's most iconic characters, for better or for worse. Bubsy Paws on Fire will be arriving on the Nintendo Switch come May 16th for $30, or $40 if you want the limited edition for the Bubsy superfan you love. That said, if you know any Bubsy superfan, I recommend you cut contact with that person immediately. Bubsy Paws on Fire has you playing as Bubsy and his friends in a game where... Why are we even talking about this? How are these games still being made? Bubsy, buddy, you had your chance at redemption back in 2017 with Woolly Strike Back, and somehow you still managed to screw that up. And now I'm hearing that Paws on Fire has a whopping 3 boss battles. Oh boy, hold me back, fellas, I can barely contain my excitement. To anyone watching this who is seriously considering buying Paws on Fire, I suggest that you save your money and avoid any further disappointments. But in the end, it's up to you. Just don't say we didn't warn you. Resident Evil is currently taking the world by storm thanks to Resident Evil 7, and most recently the remake of Resident Evil 2. While the Switch sadly did not get those games in a non-cloud version, at least we are getting 3 of them, and 2 of them come in the form of the Resident Evil Origins collection, including Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1. 0 first released on the Nintendo GameCube and was a prequel to the first game, which also got a remake first on the GameCube. These remasters include touched-up HD graphics, the ability to change the aspect ratio from either 4:3 and 16:9, and in Resident Evil 1's case, updated voice acting so you won't have to hear crap like this.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
And if you, for some reason, are a masochist, you can play with the original tank controls if you prefer to make the game more frustrating. You can relive the survival horror on the Nintendo Switch when the Origins Collection releases for... oh boy. Question: is the Nintendo Switch a video game console released after the year 2005? Then it was bound to receive a port of Resident Evil 4 sooner than later. I still laugh every time I see the GameCube box art for this game. That's okay though, because the more people play this game, the better, as it is one of the highest rated games of all time for a reason. Playing as Leon Kennedy, you are sent to rescue the president's daughter who has been kidnapped by an evil cult somewhere in Europe. Of course, being a Resident Evil game, wickedly shocking things happen during this rescue mission, and I'm guessing a certain Umbrella Corporation has something to do with it? I don't know, maybe? Coming in at $30, that means it'll cost you $100 in total to buy every Resident Evil game on Switch. However, if you're trying to save your money and can only choose one of these games, hands down, you need to go with 4, especially if you haven't played it yet. Considered to be the best in the series, it did away with the fixed camera angles the series has been known for in favor of an over-the-shoulder perspective. The best part is that it has a healthy combination of Resident Evil creepiness and action movie exhilaration. Oh hey, this will be the first time you can play Resident Evil 4 on a portable console, so buy it, you cowards! Finally, we are getting an Assassin's Creed game on the Switch. Yes, it is in the form of a remaster, and it isn't Black Flag for some reason, but I believe Assassin's Creed 3 is a game in the franchise worth revisiting. When this game released in 2012, it was met with some mixed reception. The protagonist Connor was not as charming as Ezio, but when you consider that he's a Native American living in 18th century America whose village burned down as a child, it's kind of understandable why he is the way he is. That said, this being the first Assassin's Creed game on the Switch kind of makes me want to replay it some more. After all, this was the first game in the series to introduce naval combat, which is fun as hell. This remaster will arrive on May 21st for $40. Not a bad deal when you also get Assassin's Creed Liberation as a bonus. It's interesting to note that this game also released on Wii U as a launch title, and Black Flag also released on it a year later. Which raises the question, where is that Switch port, Ubisoft? Are you sick of Mario Kart 8? Of course you're not, but if you're looking for something new to play, then you have 2 new kart racers coming out in the next 2 months. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled in June, and Team Sonic Racing on May 21st. This game was supposed to come out in winter of last year, but Sega delayed it to polish it up some more. And thank God too, because the first few trailers and gameplay demos were not enough to spark confidence in this product. Fortunately, these most recent trailers have put the game in a better light, with interactive stages and customizable cars. Team Sonic Racing might just wind up being a simple Mario Kart clone with Sonic characters, but it's sure to make Sonic fans and some kart racing fans happy while we wait for Mario Kart 9. Do you remember Nintendogs? Those were the golden days of pet simulation on Nintendo DS. Well, it's been quite a long time since we've had a digital pet of our own, but Nintendo Switch owners might finally be able to relive those memories with little friends, dogs, and cats on May 28th. You can raise your own breed of dog or cat by feeding them, petting them, playing games with them, all for the price of $50. Yeah, it's basically just Nintendogs, I guess. Next. There's no shortage of horror games on the Nintendo Switch, or horror games in general for that matter. But Among the Sleep is unique in that you don't play as an adult, but a 2-year-old child who wakes up to find his mother missing. This twisted adventure takes him through a series of nightmares that not even an adult could handle. This version on the Switch is the enhanced edition with upgraded visuals and better performance. There's even a prologue chapter to extend your playtime. For $25 on May 29th, you can experience the horror of Among the Sleep at home or on the go. At home in the dark with headphones on is probably the best way to play it though. While those may be 10 Nintendo Switch games coming out in May, this next game doesn't have a definitive release date yet, but we wouldn't be surprised if it did come out next month. Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda is a crossover we couldn't have seen coming. After all, how could an independent game franchise collaborate with something as big as The Legend of Zelda? Well, it's proven possible, and we couldn't be more excited to play this. Of course, right now, it's only listed as a spring 2019 game, so it could come out in June. And if it does, you'll hear about it again in the next episode of Nintendo Switch Games. For now, let us know what Nintendo Switch games you're excited for coming out in May 2019. And we are so close to 200,000 subscribers, and we would love to get there before E3 on June 11th. And when we hit that milestone, we will launch a brand new Legend of Zelda series. For now, if you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button, and if you are new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when we upload another video on the Nintendo Switch. We'd also like to thank our glorious patrons, including royal producers Kenyatta Ali and Bradley Carriage, for all their support on patreon.com/commonrealm. Be sure to visit our Patreon if you'd like to support us in exchange for some awesome perks. For now, girls and guys, this has been the Commonwealth Realm, and we will see you in the next one.